Welcome to Rhyme Up TV, where we celebrate the culture, the music, and the legends that shape the sound of the world. Today we're taking a journey to the island of Jamaica to discover how reggae was born and how it evolved into the global movement we know today. From the streets of Kingston to the biggest stages in the world, reggae didn't just become music. It became a voice for the people. To understand reggae, we have to go back to the late 1950s and early 1960s in Kingston, Jamaica. The first sound that set the foundation was ska. Artists like Prince Buster, the Skatalites, Desmond Decker created fast-paced music with upbeat horns and rhythms influenced by American jazz and rhythm and blues. But by the mid-1960s, Jamaica's sound began to slow down. This new groove was called rocksteady. Legends like Alton Ellis, the Paragons, brought soulful vocals and deeper bass lines. And this was the direct bridge to reggae. Around 1968, a new rhythm emerged. The beat emphasized the offbeat guitar strum, the heavy bass line, and socially conscious lyrics. This new sound became known as reggae. One of the earliest songs widely credited with shaping the genre was Do the Reggae by Toots and the Maytals. Reggae quickly became more than dance music. It became deeply connected with Rastafarian culture, spirituality, and messages about freedom, unity, and justice. In the 1970s, reggae exploded onto the global stage, and at the center of that movement was the legendary Bob Marley. With songs like One Love, Redemption Song, and No Woman, No Cry, Marley and the Wailers took reggae from Kingston to the entire world. Alongside Marley were other powerful voices shaping reggae's golden era. Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, Jimmy Cliff, Burning Spear, Gregory Isaacs, Dennis Brown. These artists created what many call roots reggae. Music filled with political awareness, spiritual messages, and powerful storytelling.
Music slows down into a smoother, bass-heavy, rocksteady groove. The legend goes that the summer of 1966 was brutally hot. The frantic pace of ska was just too much. Dancers wanted something cooler, slower, and more intimate. The musicians responded. The person most credited with slowing down the beat wasn't Jamaican, but Trinidadian guitarist Lynn Tate. His signature, slower, more syncopated bass lines laid the foundation for a new sound. Vocalists had more space to shine, and themes of love and struggle came to the forefront. This new sound was rocksteady, and its undisputed king was Alton Ellis, the godfather of rocksteady, whose soulful voice defined the era. Music transitions to early reggae, then a heavy, echo-filled dub version of a track. But rocksteady's reign was brief. The beat slowed down even further, becoming heavier, more militant, and more spiritual. This was the birth of reggae. But the real revolution was happening not on the stage, but in the studio and the streets. In Jamaica, sound systems, massive mobile discos were the primary way people heard music. Producers like King Tubby began deconstructing reggae tracks, dropping out vocals, and emphasizing the drum and bass. This was called dub, and it put the focus squarely on the rhythm, the instrumental track. The iconic digital slang tongue rhythm begins to play. Then, in 1985, everything changed forever. Producer Lloyd King Jammy James got his hands on a simple Casio MT40 keyboard. While playing around, a preset rock rhythm was accidentally transformed into something entirely new. This raw, electronic, and unbelievably catchy beat became the slang tongue rhythm. Voiced by singer Wayne Smith, Under Me Slang Tongue was the first fully digital hit in Jamaica. It was cheap to make and irresistibly danceable. Dancehall, as we know it, was born. Gone were the expensive bands. The era of the producer and the digital rhythm had arrived. Paving the way for the global phenomenon that continues to evolve today, remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment to Rhyme Up.
70s and early 1980s, Jamaican music evolved again. A raw, energetic style known as dancehall began taking over sound systems and street dances. Artists like Yellow Man, Ika Mouse, Shabba Ranks brought a new style of vocal delivery called toasting, which later influenced hip-hop around the world. Dancehall became louder, more digital, and more focused on the energy of the dance floor.
It was more than music. It was a broadcast from the heart of struggle, a rhythm born in the ghettos of Jamaica that carried a message powerful enough to cross oceans and shake empires. This is the story of how reggae became the global anthem for unity and change. In the late 1960s and 70s, Jamaica was a nation grappling with poverty and political turmoil. Out of this fire came a new sound. It was built on the one-drop rhythm, a heartbeat. But within that beat was a philosophy. Infused with the spiritual teachings of Rastafari, artists like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Jimmy Cliff didn't just sing about love, they sang about justice. Their lyrics were headlines from the front lines of the oppressed. They spoke of freeing oneself from mental slavery, of fighting for equal rights, and of a universal brotherhood. Songs like Get Up, Stand Up weren't just catchy tunes, they were calls to action. The message was clear. No matter who you are or where you are from, you have the right to be free. Bob Marley became the world's messenger. When he sang at the 1980 independence concert in Zimbabwe, it symbolized the music's direct role in liberation. His anthems fueled the anti-apartheid movement in South Africa, giving hope to leaders like Nelson Mandela. Reggae taught the world that a song could be a prayer, a protest, and a promise of a better tomorrow. It gave a voice to the voiceless and proved that a rhythm from a small island could inspire a global movement toward unity and change that still echoes today. You're watching World Up TV. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment below for more content like these. Blessed love, walk good Jamaica.
Modern, hard-hitting dancehall track plays, then fades into the background. Voiceover, raw, energetic, and commanding. Dancehall is the global sound that powers parties from Kingston to Tokyo. But how did we get here from the soulful, conscious roots of reggae? It wasn't one moment. It was a revolution, led by a handful of artists who tore up the rulebook and built a new sound from the ground up. Music shifts to a deep, echo-heavy dub track. Our story begins not in a concert hall, but in the streets, around towering walls of speakers. This was the sound system, and its high priest was the producer. Men like the legendary King Tubby began stripping reggae songs down to their bare bones, the drum and bass and drowning them in echo and reverb. This was dub music. It created space. And into that space stepped a new kind of artist, the DJ or toaster. A pioneer named Uroy was one of the first to grab the mic and chant, boast, and ride the instrumental, or ride him. He wasn't singing. He was commanding the crowd, turning the party into a performance. The focus was shifting from the band to the man on the microphone. Music transitions to an early 80s rub-a-dub dancehall rhythm. By the late 70s and early 80s, this style had a name, dancehall. And it had its first true superstar, King Yellowman. An albino who faced intense prejudice, Yellowman turned his struggles into charismatic confidence. He was funny, outrageous, and a master of lyrical improvisation. He wasn't just a DJ. He was an entertainer, the first king of the dancehall, proving the DJ could be a bigger star than any singer. The iconic, digital slang tongue rhythm begins to play, then came the earthquake. In 1985, producer King Jammy stumbled upon a preset rhythm on a simple Casio keyboard. It was robotic, raw, and incredibly catchy. He knew he had something. With vocalist Wayne Smith, he created Under Me Sling Tongue. It was the first fully digital Jamaican hit, and it changed everything overnight. The era of expensive studio bands was over. Anyone with a keyboard could create a hit rhythm. The sound became harder, faster, and electronic.
In the late 1980s, dancehall was the undisputed sound of Jamaica. Born from the digital revolution kicked off by King Jammy's slung tongue rhythm. It was a raw, electronic, and intensely local sound. The world heard reggae, but it hadn't truly heard dancehall. That was about to change thanks to one man with a booming voice and unstoppable confidence, Shabba Ranks. Shabba wasn't the first DJ, but he was the first to package the hardcore energy of the Kingston dancehall for a global audience without apology. His style was magnetic. The deep, gravelly voice, the bold fashion, and the controversial slackness lyrics were a world away from the conscious message of roots reggae. He was pure energy. No, his big break came by fusing his hardcore DJing with smoother, more palatable R&B and pop sounds. Collaborations were key. He teamed up with British reggae singer Maxi Priest for the massive hit House Call, a smooth, radio-friendly track that put him on charts worldwide. Then came his signature track, Mr. Loverman, a crossover smash that became an anthem. He didn't stop there. He worked with American R&B star Johnny Gill on Slow and Sexy and even collaborated with hip-hop icons like KRS-One. For the first time, an authentic dancehall artist was not just a guest feature. He was the main event. The results were historic. Shabba Ranks won 2 consecutive Grammy Awards for Best Reggae Album in 1992 and 1993. His videos were in heavy rotation on MTV. He brought the slang, the attitude, and the swagger of the Jamaican dancehall to the American mainstream. Shabba Ranks kicked the door down. He proved that raw, unfiltered dancehall had a place on the world stage, paving the way for every international star that followed. He was the global ambassador, the emperor of dancehall, who took the sound of the streets and made it the sound of the world. You are watching World Rhyme Up TV. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment below for more content like these. Bless up everyone watching this channel. Walk good.
Back in Jamaica, the music was evolving. The focus shifted from the stage to the streets to the raw energy of the sound system. This was dancall. It was less about the message and more about the rhythm. The redeem. Producers would create an infectious instrumental track, and dozens of DJs would voice their own lyrics over it. This rhythm culture was a musical factory, creating an endless supply of beats that were simple, powerful, and built to make people move. Dancehall gave the world a new way to party. This sonic DNA was too powerful to stay on one island. In the Bronx, a Jamaican immigrant known as DJ Kool Herc used sound system techniques and reggae records to loop instrumental breaks, giving birth to hip-hop. In Panama and Puerto Rico, Jamaican rhythms were fused with Latin sounds, creating the global phenomenon of reggaeton. Today, that DNA is everywhere. When you hear a hit by Rihanna, Drake, or Justin Bieber, you are often hearing the ghost of dancehall. The rhythm, the cadence, the production style, it has become a fundamental building block of 21st century pop music. From a message of liberation to the heartbeat of the global party, reggae and dancehall prove that the most powerful things can come from the smallest of places. One island, 2 sounds. One world transformed forever. You're watching World Rhyme Up TV. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment below for more content like these. Walk good.
Dancehall became louder, more digital, and more focused on the energy of the dance floor. In the 1990s, dancehall exploded internationally. Superstars like Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Buju Banton, Capleton. Lady Saw turned Jamaican dancehall into one of the most influential genres in global music. The rhythms from Jamaica began shaping hip-hop, reggaeton, Afrobeats, and pop music worldwide. Today, reggae and dancehall continue to evolve with a new generation of stars. Artists carrying the torch include Sean Paul, Vybz Kartel, Mavado, Masika, Valiant, Skippa, Alkaline, Ding Dong, Bugle, Chronic Law, Pop KN, Chronix X, Proto J, Coffee, Spice, Shinsia. Their music proves that Jamaican sound is still leading global culture. From ska, to rocksteady, to reggae, to dancehall, Jamaica created a musical legacy that changed the world forever. What started in the small studios and sound systems of Kingston became a global cultural movement, and the rhythm of reggae still beats strong today. This is the sound of Jamaica. This is the sound of freedom. And this is Rhyme Up TV. If you love reggae and dancehall culture, subscribe to Rhyme Up TV, like this video, and drop a comment telling us, who is your favorite reggae or dancehall artist of all time? Respect, this is Rhyme Up TV. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment below for more valuable content. KLS.
In Jamaica, a fierce rivalry between the smooth, melodic style of Beanie Man and the aggressive, warlord persona of Bounty Killer defined the decade. Their clashes and catalogs of hits pushed the genre creatively and cemented dancehall as the undisputed sound of Jamaica. From the echoes of dub to the digital pulse of the rhythm, these are the architects who built the house of dancehall, creating a legacy that continues to evolve and dominate the world. Today, remember to like, share, subscribe to Rhyme Up TV, and comment below for more content like these.
can blast.
Rhyme Up TV, lock in, Kingston, Media Kingpin. Rhyme Up TV, camera on the scene. If you really know the streets, we stream it clean. From dancehall shellings to the headline scene. Community voice with a global scheme. Mic check, authority speak. Big bad platform, every day a week. Trendsetter style, numbers speak. Kingston City know who unique. Flashlight flick, culture documented. Every big moment get represented. Podcast star, truth cemented. Media giant, fully cemented. Who run the airwaves?
Rhyme Up!
Who got the food chain?
Rhyme Up!
If you buzzing in Jamaica non-stop, get the pan Rhyme Up on top, 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 top. Not just vibes, we run the narrative. Kingston crown, yeah. We are formative. Rhyme Up TV, lock in, Kingston, Media Kingpin. Rhyme Up TV, camera on the scene. If you really know the streets, we stream it clean. From dancehall shellings to the headline scene. Community voice with a global scheme. Mic check, authority speak. Big bad platform, every day a week. Trendsetter style, numbers speak. Kingston City know who unique. Flashlight flick, culture documented. Every big moment get represented. Podcast star, truth cemented. Media giant, fully cemented. Who run the airwaves?
Rhyme Up!
Who got the food chain?
Rhyme Up!
If you buzzing in Jamaica non-stop.